You're about to discover why 90% of UK new home builds are riddled with defects, and the shocking truth about what's really happening in Britain's housing industry. From Persimmon to the newly merged Barratt Redrow, major house builders are delivering properties with an average of 141 defects each. You might think buying a brand new home guarantees pristine quality, but you'll learn the complete opposite is true. The scale of this problem will stagger you. The Home Builders Federation's own survey from March 2025 reveals that 93.7% of new build buyers reported problems and defects to their builder after moving in. We're not talking about isolated incidents here, this is a full-blown epidemic. Over a quarter of these buyers discovered more than 15 separate problems with their supposedly perfect new homes. Research by Terry Williams from Coventry University found the average number of faults in new homes was 141 per property, and with 4% of these posing actual health and safety risks. That's right, 141 defects per home. You might encounter loose staircases, collapsing ceilings, or walls so thin you can hear your neighbours' conversations as clearly as if they were sitting in your living room. How did this crisis become so widespread? The defect rate has actually worsened over time. Home Builders Federation data shows defects climbing from 91% in 2011 to 12 to 99% in 2017 to 18. So we're watching a system that deteriorates more catastrophically each year instead of improving. Public perception reflects this harsh reality. When the Chartered Institute of Building surveyed 2,000 UK adults, 55% believed older homes offered better quality than new builds, compared to just 21% who favoured new construction. People aren't imagining things when they suspect that new doesn't mean better in housing. The landscape of UK house building changed dramatically in 2024. Barratt Developments completed a £2.5 billion acquisition of Redrow, creating the country's largest house builder by volume. The newly formed Barratt Redrow now delivers over 17,000 homes annually, alongside rivals Persimmon and Taylor Wimpey. These companies dominate the market, and they've been caught doing something deeply troubling. In October 2025, the Competition and Markets Authority concluded a major investigation into 7 of Britain's largest house builders. So the CMA found evidence that Barratt Redrow, Bellway, Berkeley Group, Bloor Homes, Persimmon, Taylor Wimpey and Vistry had been exchanging competitively sensitive information with each other. Details about sales prices, buyer incentives, and reservation rates that could reduce competition and potentially inflate prices. The settlement? A £100 million payment to affordable housing programmes, the largest payment the CMA has ever secured through commitments. Barratt Redrow paid 29% of that total. But here's what should alarm you. The CMA made no formal finding of wrongdoing. The investigation simply closed. These companies neither admitted nor denied breaking the law. Please give this video a like and subscribe to help my channel grow. I'd appreciate it, thanks. The Persimmon scandal exposed everything wrong with this industry. Former CEO Jeff Fairburn received a £75 million bonus, the largest bonus award by a listed UK company in history. Executives grew obscenely wealthy while customers received homes with hundreds of defects. Chairman Nicholas Wrigley resigned in December 2017 over his role in awarding this bonus, and by November 2018, Fairburn was forced out entirely. Persimmon's problems extended far beyond executive greed. When they launched an independent review in April 2019 following criticism, the shocking truth emerged. The December 2019 review found systemic nationwide failure of missing or incorrectly installed fire cavity barriers in timber frame properties. These are basic safety features that could determine whether families survive a house fire. Some builders engage in what amounts to corporate censorship. In 2019, Persimmon actually paid to take control of and shut down a Facebook group called Persimmon Homes Unhappy Customers that documented complaints. Rather than fixing problems, so the company silenced customer voices to protect its reputation. The bizarre failures will amaze you. In 2021, Persimmon built an entire block of properties the wrong way round in Colchester. This isn't about minor cosmetic issues, this represents fundamental incompetence in basic construction planning. Fast forward to 2025, and Persimmon now claims to have maintained 5-star customer satisfaction for 4 consecutive years. Their completions rose 12% to nearly 12,000 homes. But given their history, you'd be forgiven for remaining skeptical. A skills crisis drives these quality problems. The construction industry faces over 140,000 job vacancies. Workforce demographics tell the complete story on Zahana. 35% of workers are over 50, but only 20% are under 30. An aging workforce lacks sufficient young people entering the trades. Women represent just 0.9% of house builders and 4% of skilled trades, while ethnic minorities make up only 6% of the workforce. The industry hasn't successfully diversified its talent pool, which further limits available skilled workers. The aftermath of the Grenfell Tower fire in 2017, which killed 72 people, brought building safety reforms that should have existed decades earlier. The Building Safety Act 2022 created new regulations and established the Building Safety Regulator to oversee high-risk buildings. Now there's a new financial consequence for builders. Starting October 2026, the Building Safety Levy will charge developers on every new home they build in England. The aim is to raise £3.5 billion over 10 years to fund remediation of buildings with historical safety defects, protecting leaseholders from those costs. And social housing and community buildings like hospitals and care homes are exempt. The New Homes Ombudsman Service has been expanding its reach. Since launching, it's handled over 11,000 inquiries and complaints, upholding around 70% of resolved cases. By late 2024, more than half of all new homes being built were covered by the New Homes Quality Code. The government has now accepted a CMA recommendation to make this mandatory for all UK house builders. Legislation is expected in due course. There's also the Future Homes Standard arriving in December 2026. New homes will need to meet dramatically higher energy efficiency standards with improved insulation, enhanced air tightness, and here's the big one. Gas boilers will effectively be phased out for new builds, replaced by heat pumps. Whether these changes will actually improve construction quality remains to be seen. The government has pledged to deliver 1.5 million new homes over this Parliament. That's 370,000 homes per year, and a pace Britain hasn't achieved in over 40 years. But here's the problem. Between July 2024 and January 2026, only about 310,000 homes were added to England's housing stock. That's roughly 20% of the target in nearly a third of the time. The pace needs to accelerate significantly. This creates a dangerous tension. There's a direct correlation between increasing volume of houses being built and decreasing quality. Builders focus on quantity over quality because they don't have strong incentives to compete on quality, and homeowners have unclear routes of redress when things go wrong. Taylor Wimpey's January 2026 update captures this tension perfectly. Revenue rose 12% to £3.8 billion. Completions climbed to over 11,000 homes, but operating profit margin fell from 12.2% to 11%. The company warned margins will fall further in 2026. When profits squeeze, where do you think corners get cut? Even when builders acknowledge problems, real change comes slowly. Persimmon stated they fully accept that on too many occasions in the past we have fallen short on customer care and promised to do better. Years later, widespread defect reports continue. You're now equipped with the knowledge to understand why buying a new build home in the UK is essentially playing Russian roulette with your life savings. This isn't about isolated bad luck. It says these are systemic failures across the entire industry. We have a government desperate to hit housing targets, builders who've been caught sharing competitive information, a workforce shortage that shows no signs of improving, and consumer protections that remain woefully inadequate. The £100 million the house builders paid to settle the CMA investigation? That's less than what Persimmon alone made in profit last year. It's a rounding error to these companies. So home buyers deserve better than homes with 141 average defects, and now you understand exactly why they're not getting it.